Have you ever found yourself ignoring a minor ache or a strange feeling in your body, chalking it up to age, stress, or maybe something you ate? We all do it. We brush things aside, thinking we've seen it all, that it's just another part of getting older. But sometimes, those quiet, nagging signals are your body's way of whispering that something's not quite right. And when it comes to pancreatic cancer, those whispers can mean everything. Today, I want to talk to you about something that doesn't get the attention it deserves: the 8 early symptoms of pancreatic cancer, symptoms that often masquerade as everyday troubles, but could be warning signs that save your life, or the life of someone you love. You see, pancreatic cancer is a silent intruder. It doesn't announce itself with flashing lights or blaring sirens. It sneaks in, sometimes with nothing more than a twinge of discomfort or a dash of fatigue. And that's what makes it so dangerous. By the time most people notice something is wrong, the cancer has already advanced. But what if you could recognize the signs sooner? What if you could hear those whispers and take action before the disease takes hold? So, settle in with me for a bit. Whether you're watching this for yourself or for someone you care about, this information could be the most important thing you hear today. Let's walk through these 8 early symptoms together and learn how to listen to what our bodies are trying to say. Let's start with the first symptom: unexplained weight loss. Now, for a lot of us, losing a few pounds might seem like a blessing, not a warning. Maybe you're eating the same as you always do, or you haven't changed your routine, but the scale keeps going down. You chalk it up to stress, or maybe you think you're just burning more calories these days. But when weight starts dropping off without effort, and you can't quite put your finger on why, it's time to pay attention. With pancreatic cancer, the tumor can interfere with your body's ability to digest nutrients, especially fats. So, even if you're eating enough, your body might not be absorbing what it needs. If you notice your clothes getting looser, or friends start commenting that you look thinner, and you haven't been trying to lose weight, it's a sign you shouldn't ignore. The second symptom is loss of appetite or feeling full quickly. Picture this: you sit down for your favorite meal, maybe a big breakfast or a hearty dinner, but after just a few bites, you're stuffed. Or maybe you just don't feel like eating at all. For many people, this lack of appetite sneaks up gradually. You might find yourself skipping meals or pushing away your plate more often than not. When the pancreas is affected by a tumor, it can press on your stomach or other parts of your digestive tract, making it harder to feel hungry or to finish a meal. If you notice a change in your eating habits, especially if it's accompanied by weight loss, it's worth talking to your doctor. Now, let's talk about the third symptom: abdominal or back pain. This one can be tricky because as we get older, aches and pains become part of the soundtrack of daily life. Maybe you've got an old sports injury, or you spent the weekend working in the garden. But pain from pancreatic cancer tends to settle in your upper abdomen, often radiating to your back. It might start off as a mild discomfort, a dull ache that comes and goes. Over time, it can become more constant or severe, and it's often worse when you're lying down or after you eat. If you're experiencing persistent pain in your abdomen or back that doesn't seem to have a clear cause, don't just shrug it off. Get it checked out.
The fourth symptom is a change in your stool, specifically pale, greasy, or floating stools. Now, I know this isn't the most pleasant thing to talk about, but our bodies give us clues in all sorts of ways. The pancreas has a big job. It produces enzymes that help you digest fats. When a tumor blocks the flow of these enzymes, the fat in your food doesn't get broken down
Properly. The result? Stools that are pale, foul-smelling, greasy, or that float in the toilet. If you notice a sudden change in your bowel movements, especially if it lasts more than a few days, pay attention. It could be your pancreas waving a red flag. The fifth symptom is jaundice. This is one of the more noticeable signs, but it can still catch people off guard. Jaundice is when your skin or the whites of your eyes take on a yellowish tint. It happens because a tumor in the pancreas can block the bile duct, causing bile to build up in your body. Sometimes, you might also notice your urine turning dark or your stools becoming lighter in color. Jaundice can be caused by other conditions, like gallstones or hepatitis, but when it shows up alongside other symptoms, it's important to take it seriously. If you or someone you know develops jaundice, don't wait. See a doctor right away.
The sixth symptom is new onset diabetes, or a sudden worsening of existing diabetes. The pancreas, as you probably know, is responsible for controlling blood sugar. When cancer starts to grow there, it can interfere with this delicate balance. Maybe you've never had problems with your blood sugar before, but suddenly you're being told you have diabetes. Or perhaps your usual medications
Aren't working as well as they used to, and your blood sugar is all over the map. While diabetes is common, especially as we age, a sudden change, especially if you're also experiencing other symptoms on this list, should prompt a closer look at your pancreas.
Now, let's move on to the seventh symptom, fatigue. This is another one that's easy to overlook. After all, who doesn't feel tired from time to time? Maybe you're not sleeping well, or you've been under a lot of stress. But the fatigue associated with pancreatic cancer is different. It's a deep, bone-tired weariness that doesn't go away with rest. You might find it harder to get out of bed in the morning, or you're nodding off during the day, even if you've had a full night's sleep. Fatigue can be caused by many things, but when it's persistent and unexplained, especially if it comes with other symptoms listed here, it's a reason to dig deeper.
The eighth and final symptom I want to talk about is nausea and vomiting. Digestive troubles are common as we age, but persistent nausea, with or without vomiting, can be a sign that something's wrong. A tumor in the pancreas can block parts of the digestive tract, making it hard for food to pass through. You might feel queasy after eating, or you might find yourself vomiting after meals. If you're experiencing ongoing nausea or vomiting that can't be explained by a stomach bug or another temporary illness, don't ignore it. Now, I know this is a lot to take in. 8 symptoms, most of them subtle, and all of them easy to brush aside. But that's exactly why pancreatic cancer is so dangerous. It relies on our tendency to minimize, to rationalize, or to wait and see. And by the time the alarm bells finally ring loud enough, the cancer has often spread.
But here's the thing, knowledge is power. The more you know about what to look for, the better your chances of catching pancreatic cancer early when it's most treatable. I want to take a moment to talk about why early detection matters so much. The pancreas is deep inside the abdomen, tucked behind the stomach, which makes it hard to spot problems during a routine checkup. There's no simple screening test for pancreatic cancer like there is for breast, colon, or prostate cancer. That means the responsibility falls on us to pay attention to our bodies, to notice when something isn't right, and to speak up when we have concerns. If you or someone you love is experiencing any of these 8 early symptoms, unexplained weight loss, loss of appetite or feeling full quickly, abdominal or back pain, changes in stool, jaundice, new onset diabetes or changes in blood sugar, fatigue, or persistent nausea and vomiting, please don't wait. Make an appointment with your doctor. Bring the list of your symptoms and don't be afraid to advocate for yourself. You know your body better than anyone else, and if something feels off, it's worth getting checked out. It's also important to remember that these symptoms don't always mean cancer. There are many other, less serious conditions that can cause similar issues. But it's always better to err on the side of caution. A visit to the doctor might give you peace of mind, or it could catch a problem while there's still time to do something about it. Let me share something personal with you. I lost a friend to pancreatic cancer a few years back. He was a tough guy, a real salt-of-the-earth type. He didn't like to complain, and he figured he could handle anything life threw his way. But by the time he went to the doctor, the cancer had already spread. If he'd known the signs, or if he'd listened to those early whispers, things might have been different. That's why I'm passionate about sharing this information. Because sometimes, the difference between life and death is just knowledge and the courage to act on it. I want you to take a minute and think about your own life. Are you experiencing any of these symptoms? Has someone close to you mentioned feeling off lately? Don't let fear keep you from getting the answers you need. The earlier you catch pancreatic cancer, the better your chances, not just of surviving, but of living a full, healthy life. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, I'm over 60, I've got aches and pains, I'm tired all the time, what's the point? I get it. It's easy to feel like these things are just part of getting older. But your life matters. Your story isn't over yet. Don't let silence or stubbornness rob you of years you could still spend with your family, your friends, and the people who love you. So, let's recap those 8 early symptoms one more time. Unexplained weight loss, loss of appetite or feeling full quickly, abdominal or back pain, changes in stool, jaundice, new onset diabetes or changes in blood sugar, fatigue, and persistent nausea or vomiting. If any of these sound familiar, don't wait. Reach out to your healthcare provider and get checked out. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with an encouraging thought. Modern medicine is making strides every day. Treatments are improving, survival rates are going up, and researchers are working tirelessly to find better ways to detect and fight pancreatic cancer. But the most powerful weapon you have is your own awareness. Stay informed, listen to your body, and don't be afraid to ask questions. If you found this information helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe now, leave a comment about your experience, and share this with a friend who might need it. You never know whose life you might save just by spreading the word. Stay vigilant, stay hopeful, and remember, it's never too late to take charge of your health.